Good morning everybody. Today we're going to do something called double angle formulae. Double angle formulae fall out from the compound angle identity or compound angle formulae we were doing yesterday. And so let's just crack straight on with those. So first of all, what I'd like you to do is just remind yourselves of what the compound angle formulae were for sine of a plus b, cos of a plus b, and tan of a plus b. So if you can just write those down, please. Pause the video and then come back to me when you've done it. Okay, so hopefully you've got all of these down. And what we want to do today is say to ourselves, instead of adding some angle A to a different angle B, what about if actually I added the same angle to itself? So how about sine of A plus A? So what I'd like you to do is substitute this into what we have up here and see what you get out. That's just a one-liner pretty much. This one as well, let's do cos A plus A. And last but not least, let's do tan A plus A. So can you just substitute all those in and do any tidying up that you see fit, and pause the video and come back to me in a minute. So hopefully what you managed to do was get these when you substitute A in. The first one, hopefully you can see that if you just swap these two round, which is perfectly fine because they're it's multiplication, then you get 2 sine A cos B. And that one's your first double angle formulae. Also with the tan one, you get 2 tan A over 1 minus tan squared A. Let's call that number 2 for now. And then for this one, you get a few different ones. Oh, I should actually have this, shouldn't I, here? So you get sine 2a equals this, and here you get tan 2a equals this. Okay, so looking at this one, we've got a few different options here. So we've got cos of 2a. Let's move this. We get cos of 2a is equal to cos squared a minus sine squared a. So here's one of the options we can have. However, also we could change cos squared and sine squared into other things as well. So we could change the cos squared into 1 minus sine squared, because cos squared plus sine squared equals 1.
How do you do that?
So cos squared is 1 minus sine squared, so altogether this is 1 minus 2 sine squared a. I'll show you how to do 8 in a minute, just sit down. So there's another one that we can have, and instead of replacing cos squared, I could replace sine squared with 1 minus cos squared. And if I did that instead, then I would get 2 cos squared a minus 1. And that's the fifth one that you guys need to know. So there's first one up here, wherever it's gone. There it is. So this one, sine 2a equals 2 sine a cos b. The one for tan. And then for cos 2a, there's 3 different variants that you might come across. The good thing about these are that you can always quickly derive them if you need to. However, it's really useful to know them off the top of your head, because quite often just being able to spot, oh, that's a double angle formulae, will get you out of a hole. If you have to derive it, you won't necessarily spot something in front of you. Okay, so just a couple of things to mention about this before we go any further. Let's use the sine 2a one, for instance. So sine 2a is equal to 2 lots of sine a cos a. And quite often you'll end up seeing multiples of this. So you might end up seeing something like 3 sine of 2a, or you might see 6 sine of a cos a. Obviously these two things are still the same each other because I've just times both sides by 3. But if you see a 6 sine a cos a, don't be put off, think, oh yes, that's 3 lots of this thing. So I can just write it as that. And also please be aware that if you have something like this, sine of 4a, that is not equal to 4 lots of sine a cos a. Just because this is doubled, I don't mean to double this. This is the angle, so these angles need to be 4a as well. So sine 4a would be equal to 2 sine. Okay, so let's think. Double the angle, angle. 4 lots of a, so this would be 2a cos 2a. So just be aware of these slight differences. I think most people pick them up straight away. I can remember messing them up a lot when I was your age, and some of the more common mistakes I see is that people don't spot those. Max, can you wait please? Shh, stop. Lovely, it's a good Pontypoint. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do is have a go at some questions. Can you please have a go at exercise 7c?
And it has a mouth.
Can you do question 4?
And it can talk now.
Excuse me one second. So question 4, question 7. After you've done that, can you just read example 8? And after you've read example 8, can you do question 9? Okay, thanks very much for that. Hope you have a nice day, and I'll speak to you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.